Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Salami, and today we are doing a review for Atomfall. You might have seen my preview a couple weeks ago. This is my full-on review. I've just wrapped up a 27-hour playthrough on the Steam Deck, and I've got to say I really enjoyed it. And I want everyone else to get on board because I feel like this game is getting completely destroyed by other games, unfortunately, which really sucks because it deserves a little bit more attention. So from the moment I stepped into this post-apocalyptic version of the British countryside, I was hooked. It's got the atmosphere, intrigue, and it's surprisingly fun gameplay loop as well. And better yet, it runs really well on the Steam Deck. It's not without its flaws, of course, but overall this game is definitely recommended. And so what is Atomfall if you're not sure? It's an a semi-open world inspired 1950s Britain that's been twisted by a nuclear disaster and a strange phenomena. You play as an agent dropped into the eradicated zone, uncovering the truth to what happened, all while investigating different factions, making story choices, and exploring the more unique settings I've actually seen in a while. And I really want to say that the ending I got was not what I was expecting because of a couple of choices I'd made with two other characters, and I wasn't expecting it to go the way it went. So I'm looking forward to my next playthrough, but that won't be until maybe the DLC drops, which is I think later this year. The world design for me was a huge highlight. Mysterious bunkers, overgrown villages, and creepy landmarks that begged to be explored. It kept me pushing forward and I never felt bored over my 20 hours. Now, the performance on Steam Deck I think is pretty great. I played the entire game from beginning to end and was genuinely impressed. The small open world areas did have FPS drops, so keep that in mind, but nothing game breaking. I did target 40 FPS and it held steady in all indoor areas most of the time, while outdoor areas did vary between 30 and 40. But if you prefer a more stable experience, you could lock it to 30 instead. Just smooth out those dips. It's definitely playable without tweaks or compromises, just a solid handheld gaming experience in my personal opinion that you should definitely keep in mind if you want a new game to play on your Steam Deck in this wonderful year. So we'll jump into some combat and gameplay. The combat is very simple, but it is satisfying, especially the melee in particular. It was more fun than I ever thought it could have been watching the trailers, though I do wish there was a proper dodge or parry system to add more depth. You do have a kick, but I guess you could say that's the parry, but it doesn't really do it for me. Ranged weapons feel good, and there's a basic upgrade system that lets you improve your gear without overwhelming you. But that upgrade system is one of the notebooks you find that unlocks 3 skills in your survivor tree, and I didn't find that till over 3/4 of the way through the game. I just missed it early on in the interchange, which is one of the main areas you explore. So do not miss it. Like, make sure you explore the interchange properly because I missed it, and for half the game I didn't have the ability to upgrade my weapons to pristine, which sucked. One thing that might disappoint RPG fans is there's no XP or leveling system. You don't really get to build your character in the traditional sense, and there's no armor to swap out either. It's more choices you make and how you engage with the world. aka, like, you've got a very limited inventory, so it's more like how many health packs versus grenades versus potions are you going to carry, and what weapons, as you've got pistols which will take, and one-handed weapons which take slots in your prime inventory, and then you have your two-handed weapons that go and have their own 4 slots that you can use. So you've got to kind of work out how many grenades, or if you want burn salves. I mostly, for the entirety of the game, didn't worry about using any of the salves. I just had unlocked the upgrades that took less fire damage and poison damage from the perk tree, so you can go either way with that. And the other thing I really liked was that there was no fast travel in the game, and honestly I really enjoyed how it grounded and made a more intimate setting, as you're encouraged to know your surroundings, and it helped me connect to the setting a lot deeper, looking for buildings and using them as landmarks to get back to where I needed to go, or using pins on the map to remind me I need to go back to these areas once I'd unlocked certain items later on in the campaign. So the next part I did enjoy a lot was the story. Atomfall's story is weird in the best way. There's multiple endings, different factions to ally with, and plenty of mystery baked into that world. I appreciate it wasn't trying to hold my hand, as there's no waypointers, so it means you really have to explore using your eyes, which I feel like games should do more often. It's weird that they don't. I was left to explore and piece things together. That said, I'm going to be honest, the story isn't perfect. Some towns, especially Wilhelm, I think was very static. Most of the NPCs stand around, and unless they're tied to the main story, you don't get much in the way of proper conversations. It made that settlement feel a little bit lifeless. It's a really big thing for me. Like, I don't expect you to have every single NPC in the town a talkable NPC, like where you have dialogue choices with. But in Windhelm, you literally have 3 NPCs that you have a proper conversation with. The leader of the protocol, Sergeant Sims, or Captain Sims, the baker lady, and the shopkeeper guy. Oh, and the bartender. So 4 in that entire town. It's a little bit underwhelming. They needed to have just a few more characters for you to interact with in town. I just felt that was a little bit underwhelming. Again, it's okay, but it's not game breaking. Put it that way. It was just it's things that you could see you could add extra, say, for Atomfall 2 if that's a thing. And as for the ending, it's alright, not bad, but a little anticlimactic considering the build up. Still, the journey was absolutely worth it, and I want to make that perfectly clear. This game is not a 10 out of 10, but it entertained me for 28 hours, right? So that's pretty good. You wouldn't have wanted it any longer than that unless they added in more things to do. But I found the world was just the right size, along with the story didn't drag on too long. I did basically all of the side quests, but you don't have to do all of them. So here's the verdict for me. Atomfall is a bit rough around the edges, but it's a gem underneath. It's not quite a full RPG and could use a little more mechanical depth, but what it does well, it does really well. The world, the atmosphere, the factions, even the combat kept me engaged from beginning to end. On Steam Deck, it runs better than expected and fully playable without headaches. If you're into handheld gaming and like games that focus on exploration, storytelling, in a unique setting, Atomfall is absolutely worth checking out. So, without further ado, thanks for watching, and if you've played Atomfall or thinking about it, drop a comment and let me know what your thoughts are. And if you're into Steam Deck or handheld gaming in general, hit the like button and consider subscribing. I've got more reviews and gameplay content coming soon. Cheers!